We here at the Haymakers have spent a lot of time talking about how NXT is the best thing that's ever happened to the WWE, how it's supposed to be the future of the WWE, and how it's the best thing that we can hope the WWE can provide us. Well, now with NXT Takeover Rival coming up, we finally have a chance to put our money where our mouth is and talk about how freaking excellent NXT is. This is, well, the Haymakers talking about Takeover Rival, like I just said. Good evening, everybody. My name is Nikki V, and today I'm joined by
DJ Calcos. And no one else, because Zach is dead. Rippin' pepperoni.
Rippin' Pepperoni. I love it. Someday I hope to rip in pepperoni.
You can rip in pepperoni, just order yourself a pizza that has pepperoni on it, and you can rip into it.
And on that note,
yeah, Zach is unable to be with us right now, but we wanted to whip up a short video about NXT Takeover Rival because, like Nikki said, we should talk about some of the NXT specials because NXT is really, really cool.
I guess I'll go ahead and get us started on the first match on the card that was just announced last night, I think. Hideo Itami versus Tyler Breeze.
Tyler Breeze, it was nice knowing you, but you're about to get destroyed.
Here's the thing, though. Tyler Breeze not long ago was in the championship running, and I wouldn't be surprised if they try to find a way to get Tyler Breeze back to a at least somewhat respectable status, because he hasn't won in months. I mean, I know he took a couple of weeks off, but still, it's been quite a while since Tyler Breeze won a match in NXT. So, I actually think Tyler Breeze is going to win in this one to try and give him some momentum back.
I don't. Hideo Itami is extremely protected, and they need to push him like crazy before he goes up to the main roster. I mean, keep in mind, this is a guy that's endorsed by Hulk fucking Hogan. So, and he just lost his last match too. So they absolutely need Tyler Breeze to lose to Hideo Itami, and they can try again later, and it'll be okay. It will be all okay.
Now that I think about it, they might do this match tonight, have Hideo win, and then next Wednesday, Tyler challenges him to a rematch, and he wins there. That way, Breeze can say, "Oh, I beat Hideo Itami," and Hideo can say, "Oh yeah, I beat Tyler Breeze at a pay-per-view." So, I guess now that I think about it, Hideo will probably win.
Or maybe I'm just an uggo. I don't know.
Yeah, Tyler Breeze is going to get rid of you when he takes over the world by winning the NXT championship somehow. His plan's kind of flimsy.
His plan is incredibly flimsy. Okay, so we're split there. You with Tyler Breeze and me with Hideo Itami. Okay, that's great. Next up, we go to a match that I think...
I think, like I said I was going to go back to, Itami wins here, Breeze wins next week.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Yes.
I say Itami.
Yeah. Now, this match, I think, it's a no disqualification match between Bull Dempsey and Baron Corbin. And I don't think the crowd's going to count on this one because the match will be over quickly, but it's also no DQ, which means they have to do a chair or a table or something. I mean, it's WWE law. In fact, it's wrestling law that a no DQ match has to have a peripheral in it.
If you would have asked me a couple weeks ago, every contract signing has to end in a table flipping over and people going at each other, but then, William Regal's like, "Oh no, I will not allow this shenanigans here in NXT."
That was awesome, by the way.
Nailed it!
That was the greatest thing. Okay, if William Regal in this position were a Dungeons and Dragons alignment, he would be lawful neutral. You have Teddy Long, who is neutral good, and then you have someone like John Laryngitis, who is probably lawful evil, and then you have Mick Foley, who's chaotic neutral. If William Regal is absolutely lawful neutral, and he's one of the best GMs that the WWE has ever had. It's amazing.
What's Paul Heyman in this scenario?
What's a Paul Heyman? Chaotic evil.
What about Eric Bischoff?
Eric Bischoff? Fired. Fired evil.
He's evil.
Okay.
Okay.
As far as the match goes, this one is a very interesting one because NXT actually really messed up last week because Baron Corbin for the longest time was on an undefeated streak where he would routinely end matches in less than 30 seconds. Like, he was just there, he wouldn't say anything, he would dominate, and then he would leave. And it worked very well, but last week in the number one contenders match tournament, he lost his very first match to Adrian Neville to very little fanfare. It just kind of ended. You don't end streaks like that unceremoniously. It's kind of weird. I don't know why they did that, but now that his streak is gone, he might need a win here. The problem is that Bull Dempsey also needs a win.
Yeah, and since it is no DQ, I would not be totally shocked if this is when Solomon Crow finally shows up. Because he's been doing those promos all, like, for the past couple of weeks and been, like, kind of interrupting other promos and stuff.
Yeah, he has those Bray Wyatt style vignettes where it just comes up for 3 seconds and then leaves.
Yeah, and nobody notices. Like, the announce team never goes, "Hey, did something just happen with the signal or something?" Because, like, it's pre-recorded. How would they know?
Yeah, no kidding.
Nice touch.
So who are you going for on this one?
I'm gonna go with Dempsey. Because I think Crow will show up and knock the shit out of Baron Corbin. So those two will be in a rivalry afterwards, Corbin and Crow. And then Dempsey will be able to pick up the win on him.
All right, I'm going to have to agree with you as well. Bull Dempsey for both of us. I do believe Bull will win.
Bull!
Next match.
That's the first and only time I will ever do that.
Next match, the number one contenders match between Finn Balor and Adrian Neville. It is Ireland versus the UK. So now we have Finn Balor, who has the most kick-ass entrance ever, and for the love of God, they need to bring that up to the main roster when they bring Finn Balor up, complete with the face paint, because it's one of the most impressive entrances I've ever seen. It is Undertaker worthy. And that, you don't say that for very many entrances. There are not very many entrances that can rival Undertaker's. D-Generation X's entrances are one of them. Finn Balor's is one of them. Full face paint, amazing music, great effects and lighting. It's perfect. So just word to the wise, bring it up and don't get rid of it.
It is baller as fuck.
It is baller as fuck. As far as this match goes, Adrian Neville does not need a win. And Adrian Neville, I think, as a matter of fact, should have a loss. So I think Finn Balor will win this one. Adrian Neville will give him the rub before he goes up to the main roster, because it's no secret. They've been trying to move him up for a couple months now. So I think he's going to move up soon. So Finn Balor is going to win this one and at some point take the championship. Whether it's after this match or not, who knows?
I think that the winner of this match will be predicated on who wins the championship match. So I would have to agree with you. Like, Balor seems like a good opponent for the guy that I think is going to be winning the championship, which we'll get to in a little bit. But Adrian Neville, he's going to be coming up to the roster probably sometime around WrestleMania, either right before or right after. So I think that Balor gets the win.
McMahon, no Mighty Mouse gimmick. All right?
Yeah.
Don't do it. Not only is that just not good for Adrian Neville's career, but it's also making fun of his ears, and that's not cool. All right?
No.
Give him a superhero gimmick if you want. I mean, the guy, the way the guy works in the ring is very superhero-ish, so it works, but not Mighty Mouse. Don't make fun of his ears. Don't do it. Not cool.
No. Why would you do that? That's just mean.
NXT Tag Team Championship match comes up. Wesley Blake and Buddy Murphy, the current champions, versus the Lucha Dragons, who are the team that dethroned the Ascension.
the Lucha Dragons or at least Kalisto, I heard, is going to be moving up into the main roster pretty soon too. So this might be another case of the other guys getting the rub. And on top of that, like they wouldn't give Blake and Murphy the titles and then immediately have them lose them, since in NXT it seems like title reigns last way longer than they do in the WWE.
Yeah, they
So
kind of do. They're much more sustained than usual. Yeah, you're right. Kalisto, I think, is going to be moving up. I think Sin Cara's going to stay in NXT forever because he
yeah,
kind of belongs there. I don't know what the hell happened, but he was a legendary luchador down in Mexico, and the instant they brought him up to WWE, he's been a botch machine. I have
yeah,
no idea what happened, but
yeah, and his bones appear to be made out of fiberglass or something because they break instantly anytime he tries something.
I don't get it. Anyway, I agree. The
But
champions will retain.
by the way, did you hear what gimmick they're planning on giving Kalisto?
Yeah, a gay hairstylist. I look at this gimmick and I'm like, okay, I don't know too much about Kalisto as far as what he could do with character depth, and I know they're doing their typical fare of giving wrestlers shit, seeing what they can do with it, and then if they do well with it, they'll push them. Much in the vein of Damian Sandow, who's going to be a solid mid-carder for the rest of his career, and that's good.
Yeah,
But
as
a gay hairstylist gimmick? I'm sorry, did you guys learn anything from Vito?
they learn nothing.
Give me a break. Vito was great, and you turned him into... He made that gimmick everything. He worked so hard on that gimmick, but you never changed it. You just left him there to rot. And I'm very afraid the same thing's going to be done with Kalisto, because Kalisto... And I hate that, because Kalisto is great.
Yeah, he's the part of the Lucha Drag. Like, Sin Cara pulls you in. It's like, hey, there's some name recognition there. And then Kalisto's like, boom, this shit's awesome.
Yeah, man,
But
he's done a very good job of adapting his high-flying lucha style to the WWE style.
although it appears like Kalisto's saying that he may have came up with the idea for it, so I guess he's down for it. But still, like knowing the WWE's track record with this sort of thing,
It's a little risky, but if Kalisto came up with it, then, well, he must be confident that he knows what he's doing. In any case, in this match, the champions will retain.
yeah, Blake and Murphy win it. And by the way, what's their thing? Do they have a thing?
I don't
Like,
think they
is
have
there-
a thing yet. They're brand new, aren't they?
Kinda. I think they were like jobbers for a while, and then they kind of they went up against the Vaudevillains and freaking won the thing. And it was like, oh, we're gonna challenge Lucha Dragons, we're gonna win this shit, and then they won this shit. So
Well,
I guess
all right, that settles it. Next match.
jobbers on a winning streak. Let's go with
Yeah. Next match, Nikki, if you will.
the NXT Women's Championship Fatal 4-Way between Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Becky Lynch. The future of the Divas division in one package, and it gives me some semblance of hope because all four of these girls are freaking great.
They are fantastic. Like, the thing is that I have a hard time watching the women's matches in NXT because I have this huge doubt, because you look at it and it's like, you look at Charlotte and Sasha and Bayley and Becky and you're like, they're good, they're great, but they're not good because they're Charlotte, Sasha, Bayley, and Becky. They're good because the people that are behind them, that are writing their storylines, that are choreographing their matches and letting them do what they do, they're doing their jobs properly. When these four women move up to the main roster, it's not going to do anything for the Divas division. The Divas division's problem is not the Divas, it is the people behind them, and it's bad. So I have a very hard time watching women's matches in NXT.
And now I'm sad.
This one is hard to predict, but I'm gonna have to go with Bayley on this one.
Okay, I could see that happening. Like, honestly, this is a match where all four of the women involved could possibly win this thing, with the possible exception of weirdly enough, the champion Charlotte, I don't think that she retains because she's another one that's going to be moving up fairly soon since she's already showed up on WWE programming for some inexplicable reason, but apparently she's moving up a little bit. But
Yay.
I actually think it'd be kind of cool if Becky Lynch won because her relationship with Sasha Banks is self-destructed to the point where if Becky Lynch were to win the title before Sasha Banks, like she's just gonna have so much fun rubbing that in Sasha Banks's face, and it's gonna be hilarious.
You make a good point. I think they're going to be pushing Bayley in NXT because she's shaping up to be a very good role model for little girls, and I think they're going to do something like that when they push her up to the main roster. Because it hasn't been working out with anybody else other than AJ Lee because of the really terrible booking.
Boo. But yeah, I could see that happening as well, but I think I'm going to stick with Becky Lynch.
Okay. All right, now we go to the meat of the matter. The NXT Championship match between Sami Zayn and Mr. Betrayal, Kevin Owens.
Oh, man. Like, he betrayed him, but NXT actually did a good job of making his betrayal kind of sort of reasonable because, moving up the card means more money and more security for his wife and kiddos, and it's technically that's not how it works, but you're making it work kayfabe-wise, so good job.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, wow, Kevin Owens is such a good heel, though. Like, wow, yeah. He's been a face for so long, and now he's a heel, and it works out so perfectly. You could never expect it. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are great friends. They've worked with each other for a decade. It's fantastic, and then they come into NXT, and you're like, what the fuck, man? Come on. And with this match, it all depends on whether they're moving Sami Zayn up. If they're going to move Sami Zayn up, they need to do it now, because Daniel Bryan does not have a lot left in him, as we've mentioned a million times before. Sami Zayn is another Daniel Bryan in every way, shape, and form. He has a theme song that makes you feel good inside. He's got those very simplistic but hype-building moves, like the hell of a kick, for example. Everything about him it screams younger, fresher Daniel Bryan. And so I think they're going to be moving him up, which is why I believe the heel wins. Kevin Owens wins this match, I think.
Yes, but at the same time, Sami has, or people have been saying that Sami wants to stay in NXT and the WWE plans to keep him there for another couple of years because he's one of the big draws of NXT and he's one of the big reasons people keep buying the network. So, but
don't do that to me. No, please move him up and make him into another Daniel Bryan because we need those Daniel Bryan characters. Damn it, we need them.
But I was saying at the same time, if Kevin Owens loses, where does that put him? Like, does he have to go back to the bottom of the roster? So
who, Kevin Owens?
Yeah, because he basically kind of jumped up to the top and said, "I'm taking this championship match now, God damn it!" So, like, I think either way, either if Sami goes up or stays in NXT, I think Owens wins. So that if he moves, or if Zayn moves up, he's got the entire roster at his disposal. If he doesn't, then then Sami's going to be at his throat for a while, and that'll be the NXT version of Orton Cena, but not terrible.
I agree with you on there. I do believe Owens will win this one.
Yes, Owens wins.
Owens wins. Dare I say it? Should I say it? Will I say it?
Please don't say it.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
How dare you?
LOL.
Why would you do this? Like, how? I trusted you.
I am a heel.
No.
Russo Swerve, good night. Russo Swerve, good